Still very much have circumcision on my mind the last couple of days. And it's not a new issue for me. It's not something that just got brought to my attention through my affiliation with the men's rights movement either. It's something I've questioned for a long time. I remember back when my girlfriend, my best girlfriend, had her son, her first child. And that would have been approximately 10 years ago. That would have been about, I want to say 2003, or I'm pretty sure that's when it was. And I asked her during her pregnancy if she would consider not having him circumcised. And she didn't really understand what I was talking about. And back then I wasn't up on a lot of the literature on it, as I've become over time. I've gotten a lot more informed. But then I just felt like it was unnecessary. I felt like it's hurting somebody. Why do we do this? It just seems like this old, outdated religious ritual that involves cutting and hurting a baby. I didn't understand why we would do it. I asked her to think about not doing it. She said she'd consider it, but that she felt like, everybody did it. And her excuse to me was that, she didn't want her son to be any different from other kids. She was worried about that somehow leading to him having problems down the road. I don't know what. I'm sure she was young. She was in her, probably around 20 or 19 or 20. A very young mom. And she didn't know much about any of this, so she didn't know what to base it on either. And I don't even know if she had internet access back then. She might not have. So, unfortunately, she did go ahead and have him circumcised. That was my attempt, once upon a time, to encourage somebody not to, and of course they went ahead and did it anyway, because people do what they see everybody else doing. They do what is, I don't know, just kind of a cultural standard, the habit among people. It's become the norm, or at least it's viewed as the norm by a lot of people. I know the numbers have been declining in recent decades, and that's good, but a lot of people don't know that. A lot of us just kind of take it for granted that virtually everybody in American society, all the men tend to be circumcised. A lot of them. A whole lot of them. Most of the men I've ever dealt with sexually were circumcised. Anyway, the question I want to pose tonight is, for those out there who did choose, male or female, regardless of what your political affiliations might be, whatever, or if your religious affiliation, if that plays a part in this, I just want to know, why did you choose to circumcise your male children, if you did so? If you didn't, why didn't you? If you did, why did you? I just want to have, some feedback from people. Because I know most people in American society have circumcised their kids. Their boys. That's what they do. It's the norm. For a lot of people, it's viewed as the norm. Most folks go along with it. Is it because the doctor encouraged you? Did you give much thought to it beforehand? Do you wish that you could go back in time and do things differently? I'm just curious. I'm wanting to hear from a variety of parents that might happen across this channel over time. I'm just curious to hear what other people have to say about it. People keep asking too, what are you doing to stop it? Like, well, how the fuck do we stop it? I mean, in my opinion, the best way to stop it is to encourage people to refuse to say to the doctor, no, we're not doing that to our children. I think that's the best way to start. I know a lot of people want to have some sort of big political push. They want to have some law outright banning it. Well, I don't think that's the best first step. The best first step is to change hearts and minds, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people would be open to changing their opinion on the matter if they knew more about it. So rather than come at them aggressively and get angry and get upset, I think it does more to kind of just to communicate about these things, share information, and not demonize one another just because, parents didn't know any better. They were fed some misleading information from very prominent medical websites, in the United States. You can go look them up. They're still out there. The information is still being peddled that is highly questionable and debatable, but it's still out there, and it still appears endorsed by experts. People take that and they accept it. They don't know any better. So I'm not here trying to get angry at anybody, necessarily. I'm just opening it up. I'm curious what people have to say on this. All right, take care.